Okay, who are you?
I'm Michael. This is my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So, babe, what's the goal?
The goal is to ride all 48 states by the year 2020 in 2 months or so.
So, when is this going to happen?
2020, summer of 2022, sorry.
So, 2 years from now?
2 years from now.
Because it is 2020. We're
Yeah,
going to do it
2022.
in 22. Who's all going to go?
It will be my family, so it would be Michael Gerber, Jackie Gerber, Richard Gerber, and Olivia Gerber.
And are you the only one riding? Who's all riding?
It will be a relay between Michael
What kind of a relay? Like running?
a bike relay.
Okay. Pedal bikes?
A pedal bike relay.
Okay.
So not motorized, pedal bike.
So we're going to relay.
Cycling.
So we're going to relay.
Between Michael and I, we're going to relay. So we're going to be switching off hours of who's riding. And that way somebody can be with the kids and the kids can ride if they want to. But for the most part, they're going to be riding. And we're planning on doing from 150 to 200 miles a day. So divided between the both of us.
So, the route that we've kind of just rough drafted is about 9,000 miles, 9 to 10,000, depending which way we go. So if we do,
If we don't do any detours too.
yeah, if we average 150 a day into 9,000, that's exactly 60 days. So we're looking around 2 months. That's where that number came from. Why wait 2 years? Why not do it now?
So the reason we're waiting for 2 years is because one, money and leave to be able to afford being gone for 2 months from work, and also it will help a little bit if the kids are a little bit older because we have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So it will help a little bit if they're older.
Okay. So
and maybe get sponsors too.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be pricey.
Yeah, if anybody watching this is interested in putting your business name on our vehicle or on our jersey,
You can get your name across 48 states.
well, yeah, we can do that. We're prepared. We're going to be prepared to do this with or without any help. This is our goal, and we're going to do it regardless. So between now and 2022, what needs to be arranged?
So between now and 2022, we gotta
You mentioned we need to save up enough money, so we're probably going to need a few hotel stays. I don't think we're going to stay at a hotel every night.
Yeah, we need to be able to get tents, and which we have some, but probably tents to be able to camp out where places that we can't.
It's a bright sun right now.
Yeah, it is bright. We need to be able to.
Let me see if I can turn you sideways so you're not looking straight at it.
But then that'll be to the gate. I'll be like behind jacket bars.
There you go. No, there's no bars.
Okay. So,
Except that big one that I just put in the frame.
So we need to arrange a route for sure of what we're going to do. We also need a bike for Michael because he got rid of his, so we need to get a road bike for him.
Well, I wouldn't want to use that one anyway because it was a mountain bike. And I want to be able to cover a little better pace with this.
Yeah, so the reason why we're doing this too is because when Michael and I first got married, he told me that we were going to bike across the states. So we're biking across the states. He actually rode his bike from Jacksonville, Florida to Utah, and it's been kind of something that's been on the back of my mind that we're going to eventually do, and so why not in 2 years from now? But yeah, so we need to do that. We need to be able to afford new tires for our bikes in case of any punctures or whatever, any flats, but also just wear and tear.
Anything else you can think of off the top of your head?
As far as costs, I mean, just gas, food, lodging, The car is also going to be put through quite a few miles, so we're probably going to have to get an oil change somewhere between.
So yeah, 10,000 miles, that's like 3 oil changes. If we do one before we leave, then we can do one
In the middle and
or
when we get back.
sorry, 2. One at 3 and one at 6,000, and then just when we get home.
Yeah, so we're going to have to do that. But yeah, and then from now until then, I want to be able to do a century and maybe an Olympic try. And then that year, 2022, I also want to do a half Ironman. So right now I'm kind of preparing myself for those things. Physically. So I feel like doing a big long bike ride would actually be really good for that.
All right.
So,
any final thoughts?
I'm excited and nervous. I think the kids will love it and I think they will hate it. But hopefully there'll be really good memories that we can make with them. So.
All right.
There you go. All right, what is your goal? Why are we doing this video?
Okay, so my wife and I are going to ride our bikes across all 48 states. And some states are going to be like just a wedge, and some states we're going to go right across the middle of. So not all states are going to be equally impacted by our visit there, but we're going to at least cross the border into every state. Yeah, we're going to do that 2 years from now.
Oh, 2 years from now. So why 2 years from now?
It's going to cost a lot. If we were to stay at a hotel every night, which I don't think we will, but if we were to, you think $50 to $100 per night times 60 on the high end, that's $6,000 that we would need just for lodging. Realistically, it'd probably be about half that. So from 3,000 to 6,000 for lodging. Also, we're going to be driving close to 10,000 miles worth of gas. Also, oil changes, food, entertainment for the kids because they're going to be bored. I need to buy a bike for myself. And that's going to be another 1,000. So we need time to save. That's my point with that. Also, we need time to make other arrangements for work. I don't have enough leave saved up yet to do that and be able to still pay the mortgage and everything here. And we're going to need to arrange somebody to be living in our home while we're gone so that we don't get any vandalism or anything like that. Also, yeah, I think that's the main reason why we're waiting, why it's not just let's do it right now, but we need to get some things set up. So something that you didn't ask but is something that's kind of been on my mind is just the differences between the bike ride I did home from my mission in 2007 versus this time. And the main difference is going to be it's going to be easier to ride the bike, like the actual riding, because when I did it, I was carrying, I had bags on my handlebars, I had bags behind me, I had a bag between my legs, and I was riding a mountain bike as opposed to a road bike, so I had a lot more road friction and lower gears. So we're going to be able to maintain a higher cadence, higher pace, because we're going to be having a support vehicle. So we won't be carrying everything on the bike. There'll be one of us in the vehicle with the kids and all of the support stuff, and one of us on the bike with just water, Gatorade, fuel for the ride. So it's going to be, instead of averaging like a 10 mile an hour pace, we'll be able to be closer to 15. And on the flats in the plains, maybe a little higher, I don't know. But that, and also with two of us riding in a day, I was riding about 8 hours for my day, and then I was done. So I would stop and I would find food and I would find a place to stay. But with one of us being in the vehicle, it'll make it so that we can double that. We can have somebody get up early and do an 8 hour shift, and then we'll switch, and then whatever we need to take care of personally, we can do that when we're not on the bike. And so if we go from sun up to sundown with one of us on the bike the whole time, we'll be able to cover distance a lot more than if it's just a one-person show.
So what was this bike ride that you did in 2007?
Oh, when I served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Jacksonville, Florida. And when I arrived there, one of my district leaders, his name was Travis Orwick, or Elder Orwick at the time, and he was another missionary. He had a goal that when he finished, he was pretty close to the end of his time on his mission. He was going to ride home to far west Utah, which is up north from where we are. And something happened when he was released where his stake president said, no, you can't do that. We're not going to allow you to be released over the phone. So you just need to come home and get released and get on with your life. And so that inspired me. I was like, I want to do that. I'm gonna pick that up and I'm going to do it for you and for me. And so at the conclusion of my mission, same story. My stake president was like, no, you can't. We're not going to release you over the phone. You need to come home. So I had prepared for that. So I flew home, brought all my luggage home, left my bike and all my trip stuff there. Flew home, got released, and then immediately just flew right back. And I stayed with a family there in Kingsland, Georgia, the Koletskis, Chase and Peter Koletsky, or Pete. Peter's their son. But I stayed with them for a few days, and then I rode my mission bike, which is why it was a mountain bike. I rode my mission bike from Kingsland, Georgia to Salt Lake City, Utah.
So how long did you have to think about it? Was it at the start of your mission?
Yeah, so that was kind of a similar time frame to plan and prepare. I had 2 years to plan it. The difference was my life was consumed with being a missionary, so I had very little time to actually dedicate to planning it. So I would just, in my P days and in my journaling, I would do things, and I would send letters home to suggest things for my parents to order and whatnot, and they would send things to me. So by the time that mission was done, I had everything I needed, and I was ready to go.
All right. Any other thoughts? Are you excited about this? Do you think it's going to happen?
It's definitely going to happen. It's just we're going to have a plan, and we're going to try to follow that plan. But one thing that I learned about the first time I did it is that the plan can't be super rigid. We've got the goal, and we've got things that we want to do, and we're going to do those things. The main thing being we want to hit every state. And we're going to have a plan for where we're going to stay each night, but that is subject to change. We're going to kind of we're going to come up with a plan, but ultimately it's just do it. We're just going to do it. So 2 years to prepare, and then we're going to do it.
All right.